My mom tried to evict my wife from our apartment while I was blowing out B-Day candles. She accidentally texted my instead of my sister. The group chat she exposed was 3 months of calculated scheming. It was my 28th birthday, and my wife Leah had planned this small party at our apartment. Just close family, some snacks, a homemade cake, nothing fancy, but I was happy. My mom drove 2 hours to be there, which seemed sweet at the time. She'd never really loved Leah, always made little comments about how Leah wasn't good enough, how I could do better, how she wasn't the right fit for our family, but I figured she'd eventually come around. We'd been married for 2 years, and I thought things were getting better. The party was going fine. My dad was telling his usual bad jokes. My sister Nicole was helping Leah in the kitchen. My mom was being surprisingly nice, complimenting the decorations and even hugging Leah when she arrived. I should have known something was off. Mom was never that friendly to my wife. When Leah brought out the cake with 28 candles lit up, everyone started singing happy birthday. I closed my eyes to make a wish. That's when my phone buzzed in my pocket. I ignored it because everyone was singing and I didn't want to be rude. Then it buzzed again and again. 3 texts back to back. After I blew out the candles, I pulled out my phone while Leah was cutting the cake. The texts were from my mom. She was sitting right across from me, phone in her hand, smiling like nothing happened. The first message said, "Phase 2 is happening right now. I talked to the landlord yesterday like we planned. He's sending the non-renewal notice on Monday." My heart stopped. I looked up at my mom. She was still smiling at me, not even looking at her phone. She had no idea she texted me instead of whoever she meant to send it to. The second message said, "Nicole, make sure you act surprised when they tell us they have to move. We can't let Marcus know we set this up." I felt sick to my stomach. I scrolled to the third message. It said, "Once they're out of this apartment, Leah won't be able to afford anything in this city. She'll have to move back to Ohio, and Marcus will finally come to his senses." My hands were shaking. I quietly asked my mom who she was texting. She looked confused and said, "Just your aunt, wishing her a happy Tuesday." Why? I turned my phone around and showed her the screen. Her face went completely white. She started stammering about how it wasn't what it looked like, how she could explain everything. I asked her to show me the group chat. She refused at first, saying I was overreacting, but my dad grabbed her phone and handed it to me. What I found was 3 months of messages between my mom and my sister. They'd been planning this since my birthday dinner back in March, when Leah accidentally spilled wine on my mom's purse. That tiny accident had set off an entire revenge plot. They called themselves Team Save Marcus in the group chat. The messages showed everything. My mom had contacted our landlord, pretending to be concerned about noise complaints. She'd made fake reports to building management about our apartment. She'd even called Leah's job pretending to be a reference checker, trying to get information she could use against her. Nicole had been feeding my mom information the whole time. Every time she visited us, she'd report back about arguments we had, money problems we mentioned, anything she could use. There were messages laughing about how clueless I was. The worst part was a message from 2 weeks ago. My mom wrote, "The landlord finally agreed to not renew their lease. Told him they were difficult tenants. Marcus will thank us eventually when he's free from that woman." I looked at my wife cutting birthday cake, completely unaware that my own family had been plotting to destroy our lives. Then I looked at my mom and sister, both frozen in place, caught red-handed. I told everyone the party was over. My dad was confused until I showed him the messages. He went pale and just kept shaking his head. He had no idea what his wife and daughter had been doing. My mom tried to hug me, crying about how she just wanted what was best for me. I told her to leave and not come back until she apologized to Leah and fixed what she'd broken. Nicole tried to make excuses, saying mom made her do it. I didn't care. I showed Leah everything after they left. She cried for an hour, not because of what they did, but because she'd spent 2 years trying to earn their love, and it was all fake. We contacted the landlord the next day with screenshots of my mom admitting she made false reports. He apologized and said he'd renew our lease with no issues. My mom's plan completely backfired. That was 6 months ago. Mom and Nicole have apologized multiple times, but Leah isn't ready to forgive them yet. Honestly, neither am I. My dad comes to visit alone now, all because my mom couldn't figure out how to text the right person.